Hello everyone, this is the video for the Astro review of the 2nd until the 8th of November 2020, and I'm hoping that this finds you well. I know it's been a quite difficult week with the full moon in Taurus, Taurus-Scorpio axis, and I will do my best to do this, make this video as smaller as possible. The Greek one got a bit out of hand and was almost half an hour, but I'll try to keep this simple and to explain things in a more economic way, as in time economically way. So we're starting with Monday the 2nd of November, and the moon is still in Taurus. Please remember that we're coming out of a full moon in Taurus with Uranus in conjunction. So it's been quite a bit unsettling, I guess, for everyone, me included. And I did try to make a plan of how this is going through. So I will start talking about the aspects of the week. And as I always say, remember that, to me at least, the aspects of any planets start when the planets are about 8 degrees apart, whether that is in a square, a trine, a sextile, or opposition, or even a conjunction, and they come to a peak when they are on the same degree, either that is on the opposite side, or conjunction, or square, or trine, and then the effect of that aspect is lowering in energy or in vibration, or however you want to call it. As soon as the two planets fall apart or get into a distance until the 8 degrees. So I'm not going to repeat that again, because I believe that I've said it before. And just to remind you that the aspects I'm talking about might not be in a peak, might be lowering in vibration, or they might be coming together, so they might become stronger during the week. I'll try to make certain that I will let you know of the time that the peaks happen, so you know what to expect and when to expect it, but just keep that in mind, so I'm not repeating myself over and over again with the same aspects. So for tomorrow, Monday, and also Tuesday and Wednesday, 3rd and 4th of November, we have the Sun opposite Uranus. It was an aspect that came into its peak on the full moon, I believe. Maybe with a few minutes of the degree apart, but it was on the same degree on the 31st of October. So from today, on the 1st of November and onwards, that aspect is becoming a bit lower on the vibration of it, on its power, let's say, but it's still working. We still might feel a bit unsettled. We still might feel that our energy is not focusing where we want it to focus. But Uranus, on the other side, can give us the opportunity to look at things differently, to find not the courage exactly, but what we need in order to make things different, in order to make things unique. And that is also something we need to look at. The other part is the moon being in Taurus, making trine to Venus, because it's at the end of Taurus, and is it a trine to Venus? Is the trine to Venus? Yes, it's a trine to Venus because it's at the very beginning of Libra, and as the moon is moving to the end of Taurus, it's kind of trine because of the degrees. So the moon is trining Venus for at least another 2-3 days. And I believe that that's giving us the opportunity to be able to focus on a more sentimental way, and to find what we actually need to focus on our values, and what is the thing that matters to us the most with Venus. And also the moon is trining Pluto and Saturn, as it's at the end of Taurus tomorrow. So it's a kind of nice combination to get some focus on things and express yourself sentimentally, express feelings that have been kind of eating you inside, but do it in a more structured way, if I'm getting that across as it should. And then we have Mercury, which is still retrograding, and Mercury on that moment it's at a square with Saturn, Jupiter and Pluto, because Mercury is retrograding to the 25th degree of Libra, and it's stopping on the 25th degree of Libra to start direct again from that degree. But it's going to take Mercury another couple of days in order to restart going directly. And that part is going to bring kind of fuzziness, I guess. I'm not quite sure if we will be able to speak clearly, to communicate as clearly as we want and as structured as we want in order for people to understand us. It's Mercury, it's retrograding, just blame that. I can't really say anything else. It's been 3 weeks that things have not gone as we've planned, that electronics misbehaved, that communications failed, and we have another couple to 3 weeks that we're still getting things under control. So just be patient and try to explain as simply as you possibly can. We also have the sextile between retrograding Neptune and Jupiter, and I believe that aspect is quite at its ending, because Jupiter is going to the 20th, 21st degree of Capricorn, and Neptune is on the 18th degree of Pisces. So on that aspect, it's kind of more lowered vibration, I believe, but still it can affect people. That you might see the truth, but not really focus on it. It might feel like you have a mist over your eyes, that you cannot see clearly, that you want to expand but you cannot really see where you're expanding to. So take it easy and relax into it. Use your intuition, use your imagination if you can, in order to see where things are going and how you can control it and go slowly through it. On the 3rd of November we have Tuesday, and we have the moon sextiling Mars in Aries, as the moon is in Gemini, and the sun is trining Neptune. This is an aspect that will continue for a couple of days, I believe. The moon sextiling retrograding Mars is kind of focused to fight for your feelings, but in a more kind of backwards way, if I can say it. So try not to fight, try to use as much of Venus in Libra as you can in order to avoid fighting, and use diplomacy as much as possible, as much as you can. Because the moon in Gemini is kind of chatty, it's kind of social butterfly, and Mars is the one that gives you the target that you can use to make your energy flow in a way. So try to focus on one thing and not on 5 things at once. And that might be helped by the sun trining Neptune. That is an aspect that will continue for a couple of days as well. And as Neptune is retrograding, I fear that whatever the light is shining on, it's not something that you can use to make your life better. It's not something that you can focus on. It might feel that you might feel that there are mists over something, that you're not seeing something. And it doesn't matter how much light you shed on any mist, it's going to just reflect it. You won't be able to see through it. So try to use your intuition on things again, and try to... I get a feeling that you need to see things from the corner of your eyes, if I can say that. It's kind of a trick you use with fairies, that things are not as they seem, and you need to look at them in a different way in order to see them. So try that, and maybe use a journal for dreams as well. It might help. And of course we have Mercury in a stationary phase at the time, still on a square. Oh, excuse me. Every time I'm making this video, every time it's late. I'll try to make it first the next time and not do the Greek one first, so that you at least have a more clear sound. So Mercury is squaring Jupiter, Pluto and Saturn on the 3rd and I believe the 4th as well, as it's stationary in Libra, 25th degree. And that might be that we feel stuck in our communications, that we want to use the structure that we have. We want to go deeply, we want to examine things, but we feel stuck. We feel that we're not getting enough ideas through, we're not getting enough oxygen into our brains in order to use that and work through. But it's only for a couple of days and things will get better. Try to be patient on that one. On the 4th of November, with Mercury just moving slowly from stationary to direct on the 25th degree going to 26th, we have the moon in a trine to it. So it might be that the moon will help us to see things more clearly in a more intuitive way, and that might be helpful for everything and everyone. And also we have the Venus on the 8th degree starting to make the opposition with Mars on in Aries, the 15th degree. So I know it's a bit far, but keep in mind that Venus is moving quite forward, quite fast, a bit faster than the Sun. The Sun is about a degree per day, so Venus is about a bit more than that. So for next week, I believe that it will be at its peak. Examine how it makes you feel from this Thursday on. Examine how it will feel in you, this need to keep the peace, but also fight for what you deserve and what you feel is right. Try to meditate on it. I believe, try to see how it leads you, see how it works for you. Don't rush into things, because Mars being retrograde for another week, it's going to feel like you can't really move forwards. And Venus on the other side needs that calmness, needs that peace, needs that beauty of Libra to express itself. That's on Wednesday. Do excuse me. On Thursday, except for everything else that has happened before that I've already said that it's going to continue on, we have Mercury turning direct, and Mercury direct is trining the moon that is in Cancer. The moon in Cancer, it's going to continue being there from Thursday on all the way to Saturday, and it's going to make quite a few aspects that are quite important. So from Thursday onwards, I believe it's going to be a bit challenging as the days go by. The moon in Cancer on Friday, excuse me, it's making grand trine with the Sun and Neptune. It's a bit of a loose grand trine, but still I can allow it. I believe that it's going to make some significant changes that will lead to something else. So see how you feel it from Thursday onwards, with the moon in Cancer in its house, giving you those feelings of maybe not feeling good enough, maybe feeling that you've lost people, maybe feeling that you've given too much and you're not getting anything back. This weekend I have a feeling that it's going to be a bit hard, a bit harsh, a bit difficult for everyone. So try to be in the company of people that you know that are close to you, that they love you, that you can share things with. Try not to feel isolated, try not to feel like you have no one, because I'm pretty sure everyone has someone that they can rely on. It might not be a partner, it might not be family, but someone you can rely on. And that's the feeling I'm getting for the whole weekend of next week, from Thursday, Friday onwards. Because on Friday, the moon is, the moon is in Taurus, in Cancer, and it's making a square with Venus and a square with Mars. And as Venus is opposing Mars, I feel that with those squares to the moon, it's going to be a bit of struggle to make these planets cooperate. It's going to be a bit of struggle on who gets enough attention. So try to give yourself the attention you need. I would definitely recommend having a bath with some salts, with some bath bombs, with something that will help you relax. And as I said, try to be with people that you feel are close to you, that you feel that you can trust, that you feel that have your back. That's the feeling I'm getting. On the other side, we have a conjunction almost complete with Jupiter and Pluto that is going to last, of course, for the next few days. And Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto, I believe, are very close together, and in opposition with the Moon. So it's going to be a bit hard for the next weekend. Try to remain calm and try to focus any energy, any negative feelings into something positive. That's the only advice I can give. Because Mercury being in a square with the major planets of Jupiter, Saturn and Pluto on the 7th, on the Saturday, can bring up some feelings of miscommunications, can bring up some not fuzziness exactly, but not being able to express exactly what you're saying, not being able to give the exact meaning of words. So try to be careful and try to be calm on that. On Sunday we have the Moon in a trine to Mars, as the Moon is in Leo, but in a square in a square with Uranus, and a sextile with Venus. I feel that the Moon is the key to everything that's happening this week, so it might be that our emotional planes are where we need to focus this week. And I have a feeling that as the Moon rules Cancer, and Cancerians can be quite sentimental, quite difficult to express feelings, it might lead, how can I say it? It might lead to feeling insecure, to feeling that you're not worth much, but that's not the truth. So try to surround yourself with people that mean a lot to you, that you know you're safe with them, that you can understand them, that they can understand you. And I'm going to stop with the Astro part of this review and focus a bit more on the Tarot part, because I have a lot of information, I believe, from this part as well. And it's a focus of the earth signs, mostly Taurus and I believe Capricorn, and also of Mars and Mercury, because Mars is going to become direct again from next week, from the 14th, 15th of November. I'm feeling that he's having some kinds of, I could call it a fit of temper for this week, maybe that opposition with Venus and that square with the moon, trines, and then no, it's a sextile, then a square, then a trine with the moon, might lead to it losing focus and trying to rush in with all we have with Mars. So let me start with the first card that popped up. I didn't pull it out. This card kind of popped out on its own, and it's the Knight of Swords. And as it's an air card, I believe that we're talking about Mercury coming direct again, and its need to move forward and fast and to cover the space that he went backwards on, in order to help us clear out some of the things we were carrying that we don't need anymore. So, do excuse me, I do believe that this card is exactly this. It's Mercury coming direct again and clearing out the space that we need to have cleared. The second card that was pulled is the Hierophant. It's the Taurus card, and I do believe that it's talking about Uranus and how we're still under the influence of Uranus from the full moon. We're still under the influence of the full moon and the conjunction to it, to Uranus, and how it's trying to give us a sense of uniqueness, a sense of reflection, and a sense of finding our own vibration in a way. So that's this card, I believe. The third card is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card of victory. It's a card of coming in victorious. It's a card of success. And it's here it's talking about Jupiter in Leo. Jupiter in sun sign, Jupiter in fire sign. That's why I believe we have the fires as well. It's kind of a celebrational card, and I'm not quite sure what we will be celebrating, but I feel that we have reasons to feel happy, and I feel that we will need this feeling of happiness, this knowing that we deserve to be happy, because it's going to be quite a difficult weekend. So I do believe this this card signifies that we can be happy, that we deserve to be happy, and we deserve to feel victorious for whatever battle we've won. I think it corresponds with the last week's reading, that we had quite a few battles, and I was talking about the casualties and the losses that any battle has, and how we can't really give up on some battles, but we need to decide which battles we need to continue on and which battles we need to give up on. So on the battles we didn't give up on, I believe this is the card that shows that we have become victorious, that we've won something, that we need to keep fighting for it. The next card is the Knight of Wands, and of course it's talking about fire signs, but also I believe it's talking about Mars being retrograde in Aries. And this is the feeling of I want to rush through, I want to break free, I want to move, I want to fight, I want to focus on what I'm fighting and to win this war. but something is holding it back, and I feel it's Mars being retrograde in Aries at the moment that is holding this card back, and that's why we kind of feel like we're failed. Let me show you this card as well. This is the Seven of Discs, talking mostly about Saturn, if I'm not wrong. And it's Saturn, yes, Saturn in Taurus. And this card is called failure, but I believe that what it's actually about is the heavy feeling I'm getting for the next weekend. That something that seemed like it's a victory might turn sour in a way, because as I said in the Greek part, and I'm not quite sure if you're listening to both, if you can speak both, if you can understand both, but what I said in the Greek one, in the Greek video, is that Saturn is the planet of structure and is the planet of constructing, of contracting, of not being the patient one and the careful one in a lot of things. And the Taurus sign is a sign of spring, when we have a lot of greenery outside, a lot of new life, flowers, fruits, everything coming to life in the spring. And to have Saturn in that sign, in Taurus, it's kind of feeling of more winter in a spring, when there was supposed to be spring and you have just a bit more winter. So I feel that when we're trying to move on, when we're trying to rush on, when we're seeing a light in the tunnel and we want to rush through, we need to stop. And we need to see again and restructure things, recalibrate, retract everything, and see if this is leading us to a correct path, or if we need to go back and find the path that we need to be on. The last card on the deck, as I'm usually checking for, is the Prince of Discs. Still talking about earth signs, and of course it has the Taurus here. Of course you'll tell me that the sign of Scorpio is on his head. I believe that you can see the eagle up here, but I feel that slow and easy will do the trick. The Taurus might be ready to charge forwards, but I believe that he's holding him back. So I believe that slow and steady is going to win the race on this one. Don't rush, and try to use your intuition and what you're feeling in your waters, as my very good friend and mentor says it, Hind. And the next part is of course her oracle cards, and excuse me, and the card that was pulled today is the apple tree. As we all know, the apple is the one fruit that can offer a lot of minerals, a lot of vitamins, a lot of healthy sustainments. How can I say it? Anyway. And what it's writing, it took me a bit to read it because of green and white. It says that I offer you love, healing, and health. So try to find the love within you, with Venus in Libra, of course, and try to heal what has been hurt by these retrogrades, and try to regain your health and your strength in order to win the battles and in order to move forwards with Mars coming direct next week and with Mercury coming direct this week. Hoping that I was quite clear and that I did not take too long, which I think I did, because this one is a bit or more longer than the other one. But I'm hoping that you will enjoy and you will subscribe, like, or share this video to whoever you like. Thank you very much. Have a great week, and be patient. Be patient and take care of yourselves. Thank you, and safe week, a safe month, and health to everyone. Bye, guys.